Hello everyone, and welcome to another Company Heroes 2 replay cast. My name is ATR, and today we're going to have ourselves a 1v1 on Faymonville Approach. Our heroes today are going to be Wake Up SHEEPLE, playing as the US forces in the blue, and his opponent is going to be Hama, playing as the OKW forces in the red. So, finally we are on the new patch. Now, considering the faction selection here, I can only assume we're going to be seeing the Heavy Cavalry Company and the Feuersturm Doctrine coming into play. Because right now is the period where it's free and everybody's going to be trying it out. To see both the Flammenpanzer or Flammpanzerhetzer, the Flamehetzer, and the Pershing, of course. I've seen some games with them. You know, they're pretty cool. Haven't gotten a chance to cast any of it. And yeah, hopefully this will be a good one. For now, though, we see Mr. Hama breaking down all the fences here outside of his base. I guess he wants the territory, the space to be as open as possible, as he's probably going to be placing, I suppose, a battle group headquarters or something around here, and wants to have the field a little bit more open. I assume. I mean, obviously, I don't know, but, you know, I can assume. We also see Mr. Hama setting up some wire over here on this approach. Pretty common. We've seen it done a lot of times. Cutting off the approach from here, you have to go either around or through the north. We do have rifles on the field for SHEEPLE. He is going to be engaging up in the north. Double rifles against the Storm... I mean, not the Storm Pios, the Volksgrenadiers. The Storm Pios down south, not able to support the Volksgrens up in the north, and they're going to be forced to retreat. They were... I mean, they did capture that victory point up north, so they will be able to, you know, keep it for a little while as the rifles move down south, but they will be covering and capturing that fuel point as the Storm Pios just hide behind the house here, kind of waiting for an opportunity to ambush. Not the best building for ambush, as there is only one window in that direction, so it doesn't exactly work out too well. Mr. Hama has gone for 2 Volks and is getting a second Storm Pio squad, which is an interesting build decision. Of course, you do want to have more Storm Pios for, you know, building, and I mean not building but repairing. But they're very good at close range, so you know, if you can tie units up with the Volksgrens and then get those Storm Pios up and close, you can actually do a lot of damage. It's similar to the output of a not Storm Pio, Panzer Grenadier squad. Storm Pios are these. Anyways, up north, the double rifle squads are moving together for SHEEPLE, capturing the same territory, so they are being ineffective as far as, you know, not combat, but capturing. But, you know, keeping them both together makes it very difficult to dislodge them. Down south, we do have the 3rd Rifle Squad also engaged on a fight with the Volksgrenadier squad inside that house. It is being supported by a rear echelon squad, as we do see 2 rear echelons on the field for SHEEPLE, as he sends one up there to capture territory, since the rifles are a little bit preoccupied. And then he's getting himself yet another rifle squad, so it's a pretty heavy investment in that early tech, or 0 tier, or whatever you want to call it. 4 rifles and an extra rear echelon squad, so yeah, pretty heavy investment. Still not going for the lieutenant or anything, which sometimes at this point you would see the lieutenant come out instead. Did we lose a rifle squad? It looks like a rifle squad was actually lost. I missed the engagement for looking down there, but yeah, we can see the rifle squad coming out, and we're down to 3, so 1 died up there. Let me go ahead and put that note, and we can see the moment of death.
Secure the vehicle. Location set. Begin conversion.
There we go. So, it looks like SHEEPLE taking an early loss here, as he, I suppose, felt confident with having 2 of the rifles together, and that he would have been able to withstand any amount of assault. But Hama sent out a lot of forces up there, Volksgrens, Storm Pios and such, and apparently managed to score himself a nice little kill on one of the squads. Battle group headquarters has gone down. See, I told you he was going to build a battle group headquarters here. That's why he wanted the field to be a little bit more open. And yeah, that's about it. He himself has gone for 3 Volksgrenadiers and 2 Storm Pios. Now, another reason for getting the Storm Pios is, of course, because with the new Feuersturm Doctrine, you get the the Flammenwerfer 35, which means that storm piles are able to get flamethrowers, and that just makes them even more fucking powerful. So just basically imagine a Panzer Grenadier squad with a flamethrower. You've seen it, you know, occasionally when they are able to pick something up. Well, now you can do that whenever you wish. But yeah, the Doctrine seems to like a lot of fire. It has the flamethrowers for the storm piles. I mean, you can see it right there. But it also has the Flammpanzerhetzer and a rocket barrage. Although that's not really flames, but you know, it explodes and does things, so kind of feels like it. So anyways, big engagement in the center here as the storm piles up and close there with the rifles inside that big manor house, or not a big manor house, but that big stone house. Double Volksgrenadier squads at range trying to support, managing to get good damage in there on the Volksgrenadier squad inside. Lieutenant now finally up on the field for SHEEPLE. He's also getting himself the AA half-track, which will be rather powerful here against all these Volksgrens. None of them upgraded yet with a Shrek, so not a lot that they can do. We do have a Raketenwerfer on the field for Hama, so it'll be good. And then we see the flamethrower coming into effect here for the storm piles. Rear echelon squad quickly forced to retreat. And away they go, so Hama wins the victory in the center. Or wins the fight in the center, really. Over on the north, on the right-hand side, we have rifles, and the rear echelons recapturing some territory. No medics, although this one doesn't really have an excuse. It's still damaged, but well, we'll see. Anyways, we do see SHEEPLE going, of course, for the heavy cavalry company, as we also see the rifles starting to lay down some mines, which you get right away. You get the riflemen defensive structures, which means it can build sandbags, defensive, fighting positions, and mines. So pretty good on that. Anti-air half-track apparently now established properly with its little arc of fire there that it used to have, which for some reason it lost before. Should now not be able to shoot through the front of the vehicle. As you can see there that it stops in that angle. Raketenwerfer getting a good shot on it. The half-track going to be having to move out of the way. And the engagement over here continues to go on. The lieutenant trying to get some shots at range with its bar and, of course, the Thompson submachine gun that it comes equipped with. And the rifles and rear echelons behind just providing some more cover fire. The engagement will be prolonged as we have Volks inside the house and Volks on heavy cover, so nobody really winning anything there. Raketenwerfer is moving in stealth over to the left-hand side. And by left, I mean right. And the half-track has moved out of the way. Where is it? Ah, there it is. Hiding up in the north as it gets repaired. The Raketenwerfer decides, you know what, I'm just going to back off. I was expecting or hoping that it would have been somewhere around here. Maybe I could have gotten a shot. Nice little sneaky maneuver there for Hama, but it looks like it didn't pay off. Or, well, not pay off, but pan out, because nothing really happened there. So more mines getting laid down up in the north. It looks like this mine already got hit, as we see a Volksgrenadier squad having... not being killed, apparently, but taking some damage. I'll remind myself, just in case it did die, we'll look at that. And if it is, then you saw it. So Raketenwerfers and Volksgrens and all that moving over to the right-hand side. We see SHEEPLE being able to pretty much capture everything on the map right now. We're on the left-hand side. No opposition over here. No opposition in the center, as everything is currently being shifted to the right for Hamawu. Going to be building himself the Panzer headquarters already. That's going to be covering this angle, covering the fuel. Does not get to cover the victory point. That's why a lot of times we see it somewhere around here, or here. But it's fine. I mean, this is a cool angle. It covers the cutoff point, obviously, since it's sitting on top of it. Covers the fuel. Covers into the well, not the center, but it's a good position. I like it. There's a lot of obstacles in the way, so it makes it a little bit difficult to go up and take it. So yeah, we'll see how it pans out here for Hamawu. Volksgrenadiers and storm piles trying to move back into the center. They do have the heavy cover of those walls. The the rifles and the rear echelons moving back into the sandbags that they were able to lay down, which allows them to just sit there comfortably and cover. So the anti-air half-track not being able to really do too much, trying to put itself in a better position here, getting some shots off going on the Volksgrenadier squad. Shots continue to fly, Volksgren's taking a lot of damage and quickly forced to retreat as the anti-air half-track makes itself known. Although, it's already known, but makes itself known as far as where it is. Fighting position getting built over here for Mr. Sheeple. Wonder if he's going to be... I'm assuming he's going to be upgrading with a MG. Makes no other sense. Sure, Panzer Headquarters is online, but considering the house here, there's a shot blocker, so it's not able to shoot by default. It could be told by Hama to just shoot through the ground, but I guess he wasn't really doing that. More mines getting laid down all over the place for Sheeple, and, you know, that's actually quite good for him. I mean, mines win games, and the fact that with this doctrine you are able to tell your rifles to lay down mines, you know, that just makes it all the more better. It allows you to spend that munitions and things that can potentially be very harmful. Volksgrenadiers and Raketenwerfer over on the right-hand side. Anti-air half-track moving up, taking some shots, but getting shot back in return. Now moves out of the way. Flamethrowers coming into effect for the storm piles. The rifles unable to really withstand against that. They're trying to hold, but down to 3 men, forced to retreat. Second squad full strength, trying to fight against the storm piles. The storm piles are closing the distance, getting themselves right on top of the rifles. The Volksgrens behind them, providing some additional support. And with that, the rifles will quickly lose if they don't move the hell out of the way. And they do, because of course they don't want to die. 50 cal machine gun has been laid down there for Mr. Sheeple. Storm pile squad in the center, almost getting taken out. Could potentially die. Shots continue to fly. Can they take out the man? No, barely makes it out of there. Very lucky there for Mr. Hama. That is a very, very close call. They could have easily not gone in his direction. Lux now on the field for Hama. He is currently chasing the rear echelon squad. The anti-air half-track able to do some damage to the Lux, but not nearly enough damage to win an engagement against. That gets shot back in return by the rapid fire of the Lux, bringing it down to about 25% strength at best. And the Lux, they took a big hit. I mean, it's down to about 50%, but it's alive, and it's now moving its way back. Infantry support guns coming up for Mr. Hama. And we now have the Major on the field for Sheeple. Lieutenant in the center going to be capturing the victory point. Victory points are 479 to 375. A 100-point lead right now for Sheeple. Lux moving around in the center. Only one kill so far, but it did make a little bit of an impact there when it hit the field. The lieutenant does not have access to the anti-tank rifle grenades, so it's pretty much dead here if it doesn't retreat. It does retreat. Ooh, a risky retreat path. That's it, ran right on top of the mine. The Lux's rapid fire could potentially cause it to get killed. Ooh, I wonder if he knew or if that's just a weird coincidence there. But the infantry support gun manages to hit the mine in the road, detonating it and wasting the munition there for Sheeple. Anti-air half-track into the center, forcing the storm piles to quickly retreat. The Lux acting as a turret and taking some good shots there at the approaching infantry. Sherman is coming into play for Sheeple, as he pretty much needs to, because he didn't get the captain, so he doesn't have the bazookas and doesn't have access to AT guns. Could of course get himself some bazookas, but it looks like he wants his infantry to be a little bit more focused on taking out rifles. Interesting decision by Sheeple, though, is that his rear echelons are the ones that are getting equipped with the bars, which is interesting, as I said before. I mean, usually you see the rifles being the ones buffed up with the bars, but here I guess he wants the rear echelons to be able to provide a decent amount of support. We'll probably see him upgrade later on as the game goes by and he's able to spend munitions, or, you know, can spend munitions without really any issue, but you'll see. Anyways, the Major is on the field for Sheeple. It has been set up as a forward retreat spot, but not really that far forward. It's just outside the base, cutting the retreat path a little bit short, but, you know, nothing too significant. Rifles in the center house, trying to hold up against, well, pretty much everything. Shrek's getting a good shot there on the anti-air half-track. Anti-air half-track managing to get some shots going, but unable to turn its turret into the cabin. Turns itself around, getting some additional shots there on the retreat, but the squad gets it out of there alive. Sherman on the field, just trying to move forward, see if it can potentially catch that that Lux. The Lux has been taken down a notch here and down to about 20% strength. Stays alive, however, as the Sherman unable to do the finishing blow. The Raketenwerfer getting caught out in the field forced to retreat down to 2 men. It has to go all the way back, and the Sherman has potential window of opportunity here where it could potentially destroy it. However, it needs to have high explosive rounds and be focusing here on everything. Oh, jeez. Well, the Sherman apparently trying to go for some crushing abilities here. Managing to do quite a bit. However, we do see that Hama has popped his recoup losses, which makes it so that a portion of the manpower gets returned to Hama for every loss that he suffers in this mode. So it's basically a you know, an alternative version of the rapid conscription, or what the hell is it called for the Axis, the Wehrmacht. One's rapid conscription and the other one is fuck, I can't remember the name for the life of me. Whatever, but you know which one I mean. But yeah, basically you take losses and you get Ostruppen getting called in. So yeah, it's, you know, it's a similar ability. It's just that instead of giving you units, it gives you manpower back, so you can either reinforce the same squads easily without costing you too much, or just use it to buy something else. So how many bars is he getting? He's getting 2 bars on each of the rear echelons, so yeah, it's an interesting choice. But yeah, I mean, that kind of works in a way, because it allows the, like I said, the rear echelons to move in and provide some proper support to the rifles, rather than just being some relatively lame units. As far as fighting goes, of course. And they can use the volley, you know. Not suppressive volley, what the hell is it? Volley fire, there you go. Anyways, Sherman moving over to the right-hand side, trying to go against the Lux. The anti-air half-track moves itself up to try to support, but only ends up getting itself killed, as we do have 2 Raketenwerfers on the field and Shreks equipped on Volksgrenadier squad. So down goes the anti-air half-track for SHEEPLE, unable to secure himself a win there. The Lux, only 7 kills so far, has managed to do quite a bit. Taking another shot here from the Sherman bringing it very low in health. However, with the Raketenwerfers for support, the Sherman gets itself brought down very low in health and is forced to disengage, allowing the Lux one more time to stay alive and get itself back into the engagement. The supply half-track is currently back here. Sherman up in the north going to be supporting the rifles. Storm Pilots and Volksgrenadiers are nearby, but none of them have Shreks. This Volksgrenadier squad, however, is getting upgraded with the Shrek, so if it can actually stay there for a little while until it pops, it could catch that Sherman out of position. However, staying in the line of sight of a Sherman as it's shooting explosive rounds on you, not exactly the best idea, and it's a sure way of getting your squad wiped. Well, anyways, so Volksgren, Storm Pios, and everything moving over on the right-hand side, trying to recapture some territory. Rifles capturing the victory points, 477 to 294. So Hama losing, you know, a decent amount here. It's about to be down 200 points now, while SHEEPLE is down in the pop cap, the army value, I suppose. He is not exactly doing bad. Volksgrenadiers, 2 squads now equipped with Shreks, moving over on the right-hand side. The rifles having captured the point. Going to be sitting there defending it for a little while against the Volksgrens. Over on the far left-hand side, rear echelon squad with its bar, now Veterancy 2, having 5 men in total in squad. Makes it a significantly stronger force on the field. And able to go up in a fight very effectively. Rifles retreating from the center, as most of them have taken quite a beating. Rifle squad down to 1 man up in the north. And we do see the Sherman moving up. The Lux still online, taking another shot to the face. But 2 shots are not going to kill it. It's going to need 3 shots from the Sherman to finish it off. And the Sherman is unable to do 3 shots here, as it is targeted by Raketenwerfers. So the Raketenwerfers are going to be either killing it or forcing it to get the hell out of there. Shot flies. Can a Raketenwerfer shot hit it? Nope. Manages to get itself out of the way. And goes down. Storm Pios and rear echelons engaging on the left-hand side. The rear echelons put themselves in heavy cover, which doesn't actually help them against the flamethrower, so they're going to get themselves killed here unless the Sherman finishes them off. But the Sherman is now getting assaulted here by a Panzer IV for Hama, so the rear echelon squad might actually go down here. Oh yeah, it's going to go down. It decided to instead hit retreat. Panzer IV going to be taking it down on the retreat, though. one shot does it. No, misses. Coaxial gun continues to shoot. Yeah, there it goes. Yeah, it was unlikely that it was going to work out. It even got the upgraded gunner on top, so Storm Pio managing to win that engagement. As the Panzer IV murdered the rear echelon. So we see CHEEPLE deciding to backtech into the captain and getting himself an AT gun. Wise choice here, as he does need something like that. And with the Panzer IV and the Lux in the field now, a single Sherman is not nearly enough. And the Sherman actually died. Wow, I didn't catch that. Let me write it down and we'll see the moment of death. Of course, it died to the Panzer IV. We saw that, but I was paying attention to something else. I thought it was just going to get the hell away. So, yeah, I mean, obviously now we can see why the back tech. Sherman dead. Needs to have some type of anti-tank, anti-vehicle measures. So the captain moves up with double bazookas, and we also get an AT gun on the field. Not the best AT gun in the game. Probably, well, I wouldn't say the worst. I guess the, I forget the name of it, but the light AT gun that you get as part of the defense. What is it? Defensive doctrine? Or fuck, I forget. But the Soviets get access to a very light AT gun from their from a doctrine selection or commander selection. That one I would suppose is probably the worst, but still, it's pretty bad. when you're having to say that, well, this one over here is the worst, you're already talking about a bad weapon. So anyways, Captain moving over on the left-hand side, taking too much damage here to the Volks inside, being forced to back off. It does still have those bazookas, and it can fight here, so it doesn't necessarily need to retreat. Rear echelons and Lieutenant pushing forward. Lieutenant unable to get anti-tank rifle grenades on the Panzer IV, so it's not really going to do anything to it. Where the hell is the AT gun? Oh, right there in the center. So rifles over on the left-hand side, getting incendiary-nated here by the Volksgrens. Volksgrens down to 2 men, forces the retreat. Rifles now veteran C3, but the Panzer IV looks to be wanting to go on the hunt to kill. Hits Blitz, or Overdrive, or Combat Blitz, I guess. And it doesn't manage to do too much. Center map, that rifle squad now going to get assaulted here by the Lux. The Lux going to do a lot of damage to them, potentially killing off this squad here for CHEEPLE if he doesn't move out of the way. Anti-tank rifle grenade does get tossed, gets a good hit there on the Lux. Lux now getting shot by the AT gun, but the AT gun is no longer in range, and the Lux is still able to return fire, so you can't kill it that easily. Rear echelon on the left-hand side, forced to retreat by the Panzer IV. Storm Pios with their flamethrowers, going to try to murderize the rear echelon squad. Down to 1 man on the retreat. Can they make it out of there? It looks like the captain is going to be able to get in the way and stop the Storm Pios from killing its member. Although it does stop there a little bit too close for comfort. Needs to get reinforced. And it does manage to get reinforced. Storm Pios and rifles engaging. Rifle squad down to 1 man. Oh, gets quickly eliminated by the flamethrowers. A lot of damage going out there. The rifle sitting in front of them also taking a lot of damage as the Storm Pios with their flamethrowers is just wrecking face. Once they finish retreating, I'm going to take a look and see how many kills those guys have, because they're both veteran C3. They've out-veteraned the Volksgrens, so they're doing pretty well, although I guess this one already got veteran C3. But still, it's outpacing them. Rear echelons, captain, and the AT gun moving over to the center, trying as best they can, but I mean, Hama is just looking to be in a great shape. Interestingly enough, he hasn't really even needed to get the Flampanzer. So we may not even see that one. For CHEEPLE, though, we do have access to the Pershing already. He does need a little bit more fuel, but really he needs more manpower for that. So, and I don't know if he's going to have, you know, the ability to do so. We shall see. So let's take a look. 18 kills on one Storm Pilot squad, 16 kills on the other. Quite the badasses. I mean, 7 kills here, 9 kills on that, and the other one's retreating, not having killed anything. Hell, the Lux only has 12 kills. Well, this guy has 14, so they're doing pretty well, but yeah, the Storm Pios just clearly in the lead there. Up in the north, over Soldaten engaging rifles. Grenade does get tossed, but the rifles do take some damage on the move. Managing to not really do too much. The rear echelon squad did go down here in the front, it looks like. Probably to the Storm Pios, although I didn't see it, but whether... I mean, it's not really that important to see, so we'll just leave it. And we now see CHEEPLE having to go for bars on the rifles. He no longer has any bars supporting. Maybe he even picked it up. No, that's double, so I doubt that's... I'm pretty sure he purchased that. Anyways, Panzer IV in the center pushes away the infantry. More infantry moving around in the center as the captain is forced away. We do have a 50 cal machine gun now on the field for CHEEPLE as he wants to be able to cover the center point. However, Hama right now looking very strong, having 2 of the points. Not even sending anybody to capture the ones on the left, though he only now has sent somebody to move in that direction. 422 to 255. So yeah, I mean the 200 point lead still almost there. A little bit less than 200, but CHEEPLE not looking very good. 48 versus 76 as far as population cap army value goes, which is not good here for CHEEPLE. But yeah, it looks to me like he's just waiting for that Pershing. He has the fuel now. He just needs the manpower, 100 more manpower, and he's there. So it looks like we're going to get a chance to see the Pershing. And the Pershing is pretty strong. I mean, there is 2 Raketen Warfers that it has to deal with. But, I mean, Panzer IV ain't shit against the Pershing, so we shall see. So, CHEEPLE deciding to instead invest in the manpower to reinforce, apparently. Spends a little bit and doesn't get the Pershing. No, there it goes. I don't know why I was saying that. I thought it was 700 and then I was wrong. So the Pershing coming into the field, that is the badass that you wanted. The Pershing, the fat little tank. Looks pretty chubby to me. Has that nice little Halloween decal that was given for this Hama season. But yeah, the Pershing hits the field, runs straight into that Panzer IV. Panzer IV unable to do too much to it. Takes a shot to the face and is now ready to run the fuck away. Does get return fire there by the Panzer IV. The Panzer IV hitting its combat blitz to move out of the way. Takes another shot, takes some more damage, down to about half health, but the Raketen Warfare moves itself around and forces the Pershing to back the hell off. Back at base, we do have the Mechanized Regiment headquarters for Hama, so he has automated repairs going on his vehicles. But that also means that he has access to the King Tiger. However, he doesn't have it just yet. He doesn't have the resources for it just yet. But he may be going for that. We'll see. Anyways, the Lux moving up in the north, going to be trying to hide and run away from the Pershing. Pershing taking a shot, manages to whiff completely and miss against the Lux. However, the Pershing is set up in a position here to take it out. Gets a good shot going on the Lux. The Lux catches itself there on the hell was that shot? Well, it catches itself on the Panzer headquarters, but does not manage to get the kill. Shot flies. More hits go down. The Lux trying to hide against the Pershing. Raketen Warfare already set up in cloak, waiting for the proper time to get a shot up going on the Pershing. The Pershing moving forward, going to be catching that Panzer IV, as the Panzer IV felt a little bit too brave, thinking that it could potentially force the Pershing to move out. However, it didn't pan out. However, oh, that hurts. That hurts for CHEEPLE. Well, the ambush was already set. Raketen Warfare gets a good shot going on the Pershing. Shrek's managing to finish it off. And CHEEPLE saying that luck, that's in the Lux, that it didn't even fucking die. It's Veteran C3. Every time I play you, your Lux plays on yeah, so CHEEPLE throwing in the towel, having lost his Pershing. And yeah, I can get it. The Pershing kind of was his saving grace. It's similar to, you know, Ostier waiting on the Tiger and hoping that that brings him to victory. But yeah, hey, at least we saw, you know, the Pershing in action for a little while. We didn't get to see the Flampanzer, but, you know, it doesn't shoot, it just flames, so it's kind of weird. Anyways, guys, I hope you enjoyed the game. If you have any positive or negative remarks, go ahead and leave them in the comment section below. If you have any replays you want to send me, go ahead and send them to the email that I will put in the description. But otherwise, I hope you guys have a great day. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you next time.